Hey, what's going on, guys? This is going to be the first of hopefully many production videos. I was asked to do a breakdown of my remake of ILLENIUM's Operate remix. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So let's get into it. I'll play it first for you guys. You can hear how it sounds.
Too much to buckle now.
Yeah, so that's the remake. I'll start with the leads. I balanced it to audio just to kind of save on CPU, but this is how it sounds on its own. And I'll play the midi. So there's three different patches I got here. This is a great preset. I got it from AU5. He does great tutorials on his YouTube channel. That's where I got this preset from. So definitely go check out his channel. But yeah, it's a pretty good preset. I use this a lot. I'll play it on its own. And then for effects, I have some EQ, cleaning up the low end a little bit, some OTT, decapitator. This is one of my favorite plugins. It's great. Just gives a little bit of drive. More EQ, cleaning up the high end. Another EQ. Next we got this silent preset. This is Cashmere Lead 4. I don't know where I got this preset, but it's pretty cool. EQ, cutting off some lows. OTT, more EQ, more compression. Then we got this MIDI guitar preset. And more EQ, OTT, more decapitator. And I had this sound delay plugin. So this is kind of giving it like some stereo delay and giving it some width. This is a pretty cool plugin. It's free. I recommend it if you don't have it already. So then all my leads are routed to this lead bus, and they're all getting these effects applied to them. So some more OTT, Camel Crusher, another free plugin. Definitely recommend that. I don't know if you can still download it off their site anymore, but if you go on Reddit, I believe you can find it on there and download it. It's pretty sweet. Decapitator, more decapitator. Gotta love decapitator. Some EQ, rolling off some of those lows again. Some reverb, kind of gluing the sounds together. Just 10% mix, not too much. Some more compression. H delay, another one of my favorite plugins. This is a great delay plugin. I really like it. Some more EQ, cleaning up some of those highs. And then filter. I don't think this is doing anything. I'll turn that off. And then my lead bus is now routed. Well, I balanced it to audio actually. And that's 33. So that's going to here and then getting routed to here. I don't know why I did that. So that's getting sidechained. I'll go over sidechaining after. Next we have our chord stack. So let's go over the supersaws. So first we got this one, some silent. This is a nice, just like full in your face supersaw. I use this one a lot. Some EQ, OTT. I'm not gonna go over all the mixing stuff, because a lot of it's just the same. Some stereo width, give it some width, make it sound nice and full. Next we got this one. This is a great one. I use this a lot. It's kind of like this cool like square thing. It's kind of like a different sound than your traditional supersaw. You know, some of the same plugins I use on my other sounds. Got this one. This one's like really like harsh and gritty. And some square waves. Decapitator. Gotta love Decapitator. Pushing it to 7. It's pretty high. Then we got some noise. Some white noise. So I put white noise on all my chord stacks. It really helps to kind of like fill out that high end. And you can control it better than just using the supersaws. So yeah, just cutting out that high end. I use you can kind of use whatever. I like to use 3x oscillator. I think it's pretty good. OTT, and then some stereo width. Next we got, what is this? Another supersaw. And this one. So all my supersaws are routed to this bus. This is like my supersaw bus. I'll put all these back on. So we got some EQ, cutting out those lows. You want to save all this space for like your bass and your sub and your kick. So my supersaws don't really need to take up that space, and it's just going to make it more muddy. So, you know, we roll that off. We don't really need that. Some subtle OTT, not even that subtle. Some OTT, 57%, kind of compressing everything together. Some more EQ, rolling off some of those highs because we don't really need those anymore because we have our white noise. Our white noise is going to kind of take up that space. And then rolling off the lows again. And that's going to my chord bus, which I have this fruity balance so I can control when it kind of breaks here, like the chord stack plays and it just stops. Give it like that nice silence. And with the noise, sounds nice and full. You get that nice high end. It's not too harsh. Let's move on to the bass. So we got the sub. I like to use 3x oscillator for my sub. Nice and basic. Sine wave. Putting it into mono. You want your sub to be in mono. And then some EQ. Where's my EQ? Oh, it's over here. It's on my other monitor. Here it is. I'm just cutting off that high end, which we don't need. I would probably add a compressor to this, but I don't know. I made this remake a while ago. But if I was making it today, I would definitely add a compressor because a lot of sub notes aren't the same volume. So it can kind of like certain notes sound weaker. So if you throw a compressor, it'll kind of bring down the dynamic range and it can make it sound more consistent. But for this, I didn't do that. Next, we got this silence patch. This is a nice one. I really like this one. It's a nice, like, kind of crispy mid bass layer. Got some EQ, Wave Shaper. Wave Shaper is a great plugin. Add some nice subtle saturation. Making it not 100% mono, but 70% mono. Some more EQ, and then some subtle OTT. Next, we got some more bass. We got a serum patch. This is a great great preset as well. Yeah, I forget where I got this from, but it's pretty good. More effects. And then the last one, we got this one. Simple saw bass too. So all my basses are getting routed to this chord bus again, just so that when, you know, there's this break of silence, everything cuts out at once, and it sounds like a cohesive chord stack. Next we got our drums. Again, nothing too fancy for drums. Just various samples I find off Splice. Nothing. I don't usually make my own drum samples. I mean, sometimes I'll make like glitchy stuff, but for the most part, I just use Splice. And there's no effects on any of these, except for that and the toms. Crash right on the first note. Some reverse toms, like some drum fills. And then this kind of clock foley thing, which kind of plays throughout the whole song. And I've got some EQ rolling off some of those lows, and then a bit of OTT. And yeah, pretty basic. There's the drums all together. If I was making this now, I'd probably have a drum bus, and I would have all my drums routed. I have a bus here, but I don't have anything on it. I don't have anything going to it. But I would have all my drums going to the same bus, and I would have like very subtle saturation and a little bit of reverb. And that really helps to kind of make them glue together and feel like they're part of the same drum thing. You don't want any drum sounds like sticking out and sounding like they don't really belong. So yeah, that's a good way to kind of glue your drums together and make them sound like they belong together. Didn't do that here, but probably should have. But you don't have to do that. If you want to do it, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Now I'll go over sidechaining. The way I do sidechaining is I use a noise from 3x oscillator. Some people like to use drum samples. I find I have a lot of control by using just a noise. And I'll play it for you. It's nice because you can play with the envelope, and you can kind of adjust how you want it to sound, or how you want it to affect your sound, because it's muted. I don't want you to actually hear it. That's what it sounds like. Just a basic noise. You can play with the envelope depending on how you want your sidechain to be. So then I have that routed to this channel here. Then that gets sidechained to my sidechain channel, and then anything I want sidechain gets routed to this sidechain channel. Whoops. So I have my chords all going here, my leads all go here, my basses, and I have 2 fruity limiters. I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that it's better to use 2 because it's like smoother. I don't know if that's true, but that's just what I do. And then I just bring the threshold down here, play with the ratio, play with the release, right click here, hit your signal, and then same thing for the other one. A little bit different. I wouldn't do it the exact same. Here I have the release a lot slower than on the other one. And yeah, everything just kind of gets sidechained together. You get that nice like EDM chord stack bouncy feel. Like if I play my chord stack without the sidechain and the drums, like the drums don't punch out at all. Like it's super flat, and then you add the sidechain. That's like that classic EDM sound. And yeah, everything together. that's my remake of ILLENIUM's Operate Remix. I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. I have a lot of other remakes I've done on my channel. If you guys want to check those out, and if there's any remakes you want me to do a more in-depth tutorial on, I'd be happy to do that. If you guys want me to go even more in-depth than this, I'd be happy to do that as well. I kept it fairly basic for this one, but for the other ones I can go even more in-depth. And yeah, and if there's any other songs too that I haven't posted that you want me to remake, I'd be happy to do that and do a production breakdown. So if you found this video helpful, please leave a like, consider subscribing to the channel. It means a lot. And yeah, peace out.